And so there's these luring tactics. And what's happened is it's entered our education system. We're seeing like the lines being blurred of teaching sexual education at this young age, all kinds of things. Mm-hmm. Our education system, even like universities, I heard a reputable source just say this. They said the children that are being born right now, they're going to have to look up what Harvard is.
Wow.
We're in an era and a renaissance where some of you that are called to positions, whether it's the arts and entertainment, education, government, all of these places, a leader of family, because look at our family the family unit has been trafficked in this nation. We're going to need people called to that family unit.
Wow.
But get yourselves ready, because the dreams and the desires and the things God's placed in you, including those that have survived exploitation and been through the most horrific thing.
That's a really profound thing you just said, Andrea. The family unit has been trafficked in this nation. Like, that's a really profound statement that you just said.
Yeah, and I'll say it again. The family unit has been trafficked in this nation. And the people of our nation have been groomed for a long, long time to trust those systems that we thought were there to help us. Even survivors of human trafficking, we cannot know their story until we truly know each story. So often, it was not their fault at all. And so often, they can't get out of it. So some of the questions come up, why wouldn't they leave? Well, there's all kinds of threats. There's all kinds of ill will against their life. I mean, threats to their family, not just even themselves. And I have walked with friends of mine, and they're not only survivors, they are leaders on the forefront that are training and educating everyone, including myself, on the real lived experience and reality of these evils. So our nation is the same. We've seen lies been told to us. Most people, it's not their faults. Even those that have welcomed such things as, the over-sexualizing of children in schools. It's come at such a gradual way and tried to seep in. But thankfully now God's allowing the blinders to be pulled off, that we're seeing it in a pretty extreme light.
Oh, yeah.
And I would just ask anybody out there if you are seeing it that way, because even just on one of the major news stations, it was announced, a TV station that used to be aired in airports all over the country. They're no longer in airports all over the country. And that probably could have been our first clue a few years ago when they started taking this network out of the airports. But this network has had multiple people involved in not only trafficking, exploitation, but pedophilia and child pedophilia and sexual abuse material. And one was it was just out in the news, just even in the last couple of days. So we're seeing this, but we're also seeing there's a few dynamics going on. Johnny Enlow and Andrew Whalen joined Steve Schultz on an interview about Operation Mockingbird just this last week. I would ask others to go to that as well. It's a very powerful, powerful interview. And it discloses this plan to really let things seep in. But Operation Mockingbird has been alive and well in our news and media. And this news and media system is crumbling before our eyes. And right now, something that I do see, and I say this with an absolute heart, love, honor, and respect for anyone that has been exploited in any kind of way or impacted by trafficking in any way. Some of you even have family members, and some of you yourselves. There is, first of all, God loves you so much. He sees these ones. Jesus himself went to the very depths to set all of us free, and his heart grieves over this. I see an exploitive thing happening in the media that's trying to turn us against each other over this subject right now. Mm-hmm. And we must keep survivors and survivor leaders and those yet to be rescued in the most honoring place in our hearts and perspectives possible. Because for them, when they are betrayed by systems, even organizations that are helping fight trafficking, when there's an element of a feeling of betrayal, or even it's like a re-exposure to the traumas that they felt when they thought they could trust somebody before. There's many, many levels to this. And I'm speaking this from what I have learned, and I'm still learning every day. But so number one, survivors must be honored. Sometimes, without even realizing it, organizations and even government leaders, they will, without realizing, sort of re-exploit their stories, even telling their stories without permission.
Wow.
Or let's say I have friends, very close friends, that are involved in instrumentally governmental roles, and some even running for offices. And then they need to be treated with that respect, paid the wage that they're honored. This is a bravery like we can't even imagine, to come out not only and share your testimony of being trafficked and being exploited, but to relive it often, and to then seemingly be re-exploited. And I say that with, I've seen organizations that have unknowingly done harm, and we're on a learning curve realizing this, the reality of this issue.